Happy Self-Love Sunday. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that your journeys are going well. I am Moe Sass, the host of Self-Love Sundays. And for those of you who are new here, I want to welcome you. How dope is it that I saw that I have people from Russia now? I'm so grateful. I really do hope that everyone enjoys my content. And as always, please remember, if you would like to reach out to me, it is Moe Sass, MoeSass, fitness@gmail.com. Well, today is one of my favorite, all-time, number one, top of the world favorite holidays. It is Valentine's Day. I love everything about love. Love, just in case people do not understand, is the highest frequency. It is why we were created. It is why we are here. And if you seriously doubt that, I need you to really, really, go within, because anything else is so untrue. If you want to vibrate on the highest frequency, if you want to welcome in newness, if you want to welcome in abundance, if you want to welcome in a relationship, if you want to welcome in a new career, it all starts with being in a high vibration, a high energy state. And the highest frequency there is love. Now, we're going to talk about it for a minute, because one thing about this holiday that I noticed, and I do not like it, ladies and gents, I do not like it, is that when this holiday comes up, for those of us who are single, right, not married, the one thing I notice is one or two things. Either people start shrinking themselves back, or they just get into, I hate this holiday, I don't like it. But deep down, that's truly not how they feel. Now, there are some people that absolutely feel that way. It's okay, right? Differences are what makes the world go round. I think that we need to start to learn that, to embrace the differences in people, not turn a blind eye to them, but embrace them. If they don't like it, it's fine. But most times, that is not a true statement. It is that they desire love and they don't have it, right? So that's typically what goes on. But let me tell you something. In order to attract it, you have to be it. So I want to ask this question, because I really want to know if love, right? Because all that we hear about love is patient, it's kind, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it's not proud, it's not rude, it's not easily angered. Come on, somebody. It keeps no records of wrong, and it doesn't delight in evil and rejoices in the truth. Always protects. Ooh, check this out. Always protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres. Love never fails. Well, if love never fails and all that is true, when did love start to become unkind for you? When did love start to keep record? When did love start to boast? When did love stop protecting, stop you from trusting, and didn't persevere? Where did love fail for you? Because see, that's where we need to go. That's where we need to tap into. That's what we need to really get in really deep and figure out what that is. Because it is only when you can figure that out and clear that you can have the love that you so desperately desire. 9 times out of 10, we either grew up with this feeling of something or somebody said, our parents or someone close to us, that made us feel unworthy, that made us shrink, that made us hurt, that made us not trust, that made us not feel protected, right? And then we get into these relationships and maybe someone cheated, right? And they made us feel that love isn't kind because maybe it was physically and or verbally abusive. But here's the thing. To all my ladies and my gentlemen that are now in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, most of those people are not even in your life anymore. However, you're still held prisoner to that moment, to that time. And I've said it 2 other videos before this, we know it's not your fault. But why are you not taking the initiative? Why are you not holding yourself accountable? Why are you not taking responsibility to no longer allow those people to hold you prisoner? To no longer stay in a relationship with them, somebody. Because let me explain something to you, whether you know it or not. The fact that you're still holding on to that. The fact that love is still not kind to you. The fact that you're still living in fear. The fact that you're not vibrating on the highest frequency to bring in the love that you so desperately desire. Not the love that still looks like the same love over and over again, just in a different body with a different name. But you're not allowing yourself to get there. You're not vibrating on that frequency because you have not fully committed to walking through that pain, to feeling that pain, to really, really getting through it so you can come out on the other side. See, you're blocking it, baby girl. You're blocking it. You're getting busy. You're blocking it, my man. You're getting busy, or you're masking it with woman after woman after woman after woman and blaming the women. That's not it. It is that original thing. Maybe your mother wasn't there for you. Maybe your dad left your life. Maybe they said some things to you. Maybe they got divorced and you felt like it was your fault, whatever that is. That childhood trauma that keeps you locked in to that little boy and little girl, because that's who's showing up in your relationships, honey. That's who's showing up on your job. That's who's showing up in your friendships. And I'm speaking it because it was me. It's that little girl who shows up whenever she feels like someone's attacking her and she goes on the defense. And let me tell you something. This mouth is a sword. It will cut you like a ginsu. But that's not the grown woman who elevates on the highest frequency of love. Mm-mm. Just like that man that's in that relationship hitting and verbally abusing that woman, that's that little boy. That's not a grown man showing up. That's a male boy. That's a child who hasn't dealt with his issues as to why he does the things that he is doing to this woman. And therefore, if he has children, to his children. And you may think maybe because you don't put your hands on them or you're not verbally abusing them, they see it. They mimic it. And most time they become it. Can we talk truth today? My ladies, you're still in a relationship with that man who cheated on you. Why are you still allowing him to have your power? Why? And I also talk to men that's still telling the same story over and over again about how this one particular woman did them wrong. Why do they have that much power? Why are you giving them that much power? Do you not understand that you're still in the relationship with them? I know I kind of talked about this last week, but we need to touch on this because I need you to get through this. I need you to become unstuck. I need you to let that go. I need you to fly, damn it. Because it is when you fly, it is when you heal, is when you start to radiate that love, is when you start to give that love because you are that love. And guess what? That's when you start to walk in that purpose. That's when you start to be a healer of the world. That's when you stop shrinking. That's when you stop doubting yourself. And guess what? That fear is always going to be there, but you got to do it scared. You got to have the courage to love, honey. It takes courage to love after you've been hurt. It takes courage to love when your father wasn't in your life. It takes courage to love when your mother was so busy doing everything because she was a single mom, she couldn't be in your life. It takes courage to love when you've been hit. It takes courage to love when you've been verbally beat down. It takes courage to love. But you have to make the choice to either show up and be courageous and do it scared. Stop shrinking. They had this Valentine's challenge on Facebook, and I saw it on Instagram too, right? And you get to write, who met first, all these relationship things. And like I could feel, and so I tell you guys about the essence of me. I can feel so many women shrinking themselves back. And I'm like, get in this damn challenge, honey. Get in the challenge. If you don't have it, so what? Let's manifest that shit. Get in the challenge. How did you meet him? By chance. The universe brought us together, right? Make the story true for you. What is your first date? Oh, we're going out on dinner. We're going out to dinner. We're meeting for coffee. You see what I'm saying? Bring that in. Put up your picture. I did. I put up a picture and it says, I'm praying for my future spouse, because that's what I want to do. You have to get in the game of life. Stop shrinking back. Manifest your dreams. You want to know what I did for Valentine's Day? I bought myself some flowers. I went to Victoria's Secret because that's one of my favorite stores. I got myself this beautiful butterfly see-through bra with the thong to match, because I'm no longer a caterpillar shrinking back. I'm a butterfly. I'm ready to fly, baby. I'm ready to fly my highest frequency of love. So I'm putting that out there. I have a teddy bear and some chocolates. Why? Because that's what I desire in a relationship. So if you're single, start doing those things for yourself. I take myself on trips. Why? This is not to show that I'm some independent, strong, and I don't need a man. I don't subscribe to that, honey. I wasn't put here to be alone. I wasn't put here to be without a partner. And because this is not about being straight or however you identify. This is about your partner. I wasn't put here, neither were you, to be alone. And I don't want to do it alone. I am honest about how I want to show up authentically in this world. And I could be vulnerable enough to say, yes, honey, I desire love and I am going to be married again. But you have to also manifest that. And here's the thing. If you don't know what you want, how can you tell that person what you want? You're so stuck in that old relationship and what those people did to you that you have no idea what you even want. You have no idea what you love. And then you get into a relationship and expect somebody to read your mind. How is that possible? But then you were in that other relationship saying you didn't realize they weren't happy and you didn't know why they were doing the things they were doing to you and why they were acting the way they're acting. You know why you were saying those things? Because you could not read their mind. But then you get in a relationship and you expect this new person to read yours. No, what you're doing is self-sabotaging, my dear. What you are doing is self-sabotaging. I'm going to tear this shit up before it even gets started. I'm going to expect for them to know that I love roses and I love to go out to dinner and I love steak and I love for my hands to be held. I'm going to expect for them to know my love language. And if they don't get it, I'm going to hold them hostage to that. And I'm going to say, see, this is all men are like this. See, all women are like this. Well, that's not true. You are like that. You are self-sabotaging sometimes some of the greatest love. I see some people that have some of the greatest love and just tearing it down, bringing in that old relationship, bringing in that old person, bringing in what their daddy didn't do or what their mama didn't do or what somebody did to them. You have childhood trauma. Let's walk through that fire. Let's get us a therapist if we need it, right? If it's not that deep, let's get ourselves a life coach so we can unblock that. I'm telling you guys, I am wonderful at what I do because I vibrate on the highest frequency of love and I want everybody to explore it and I want everybody to feel it. I want everybody to have it. And not just love in a partnership, love in their career, loving their finances. Hello, somebody. But today we're talking about love of a partner because guess what? It's Valentine's Day, damn it. And I love love. But greater than all of that, you know what we're really talking about? Love of self. Loving yourself enough to really, really be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable, be open enough with yourself to say, no, I truly do desire a partner. I do. I've been blocking it all this time because of what they did, because I still want to be in a relationship with them. Think about that. That's exactly what you're saying. Still want to be in a relationship with that person. What you're saying is you're still 5 and your dad has walked out on you. You're still 5 if you hold on to that. You're still 5 when your mother said what she said to you that create that pivotal point in your life where you no longer felt nurtured. You didn't think anybody loved you. You're still in that space. But you're 44. You're 33. You're 22. You're 55. You're 60. You're not 5 anymore. It's time. It's time to heal it. It's time to walk through it. It's time to go through it so we can grow through it. No longer around it. Because every time you go around it, you're stuffing down those emotions. You're not feeling, you're not going to be able to feel or get to the frequency of love. And I want to say this. Just because you have triggers and trauma don't mean you're not worthy of love. You are worthy as you are. I am worthy as I am, but I continue to grow. I continue to expand. And that's what you need to do. Aren't you tired of being a prisoner? Aren't you tired of being in a relationship with that person who cheated on you? Aren't you tired of carrying around that same burden and that hurt because your dad left? Aren't you tired of carrying around the burden of what your mother said? Aren't you tired of still feeling that person who touched you, that person who violated your trust? Aren't you tired? Aren't you ready? Aren't you ready to vibrate higher? Aren't you ready to walk in your purpose? Aren't you ready to give this world what it so desperately, desperately needs? This is why there's so much division and hate. Because people are still holding on to their past and they can't get to the highest frequency of love. You know something I read and I thought it was really dope, right? And it says, and God has given us spirit as proof that we live in him and he is us. So if God is love, and let me tell you something, I talked about this before. Whether you call it the universe, if the universe is love, whether you call it Allah, whether it's Buddha, if it is love and it is within us, then we are love. But we got to get to it. We got to get to it. We got to vibrate. We got to stop self-sabotaging. We got to walk through that fire and let those people go. Get out of those relationships. Let it go. Walk through it. Walk through it. It's hard. It hurts. I done it. I cried my eyes out. Still this weekend as I'm going through my intense training, I'm still walking through many fires. But I have decided to take myself on because I know what I want. I know I want to be, first of all, I know I'm going to be married. I know I want to vibrate on the highest frequency of love. If you truly know that and you believe that and you feel that, stop denying that. Who are you denying it for? Why are you hiding yourself? From who and what? Walk in the power you want to walk into. Come into the light, baby. It's beautiful over here. When I vibrate on the frequency of love and you see my crystals, let me tell you something. It feels amazing. It feels amazing to love. It feels amazing every time I feel me breaking through another chamber, another wall, another door. It feels amazing. It is pure euphoria. And if you desire it, and if you're ready for it, let's go goddamn get it. Stop allowing people, places, and things. And if you need to move out of an environment, move, baby. If you need to walk away from that person, place, or thing, walk away. There's nothing, there's no chains that bind you. It is time to free yourself. It is time to love again. It is time to be in love with yourself. It is time to understand that you are worthy. It is time to understand that you are deserving. It is time to have courage to love. If you are ready and you're just a little stuck, MoeSass, because I do it with Sass, fitness@gmail.com. I love you. I love my new listeners. I love my faithful listeners. And let me tell you something else I love. I love my future king. You have to declare that. I love him. He loves me. We are both in love with ourselves so that when we come together, we know that we are deserving. We know that we only speak love. We know that we don't just speak it though. We know that every action is of love. We don't read each other's minds. We ask each other our love language and we speak that to each other. And we both vibrate high. And it feels so beautiful. I love you, King. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you begin to manifest what you want in your life. Speak to your future king. Speak to your future queen. And let me tell you something too about your people that's in relationships. Speak life into your partner. Don't ever stop doing this. Don't ever stop vibrating high. Don't keep account of those records. What you do is walk through those records, talk through those records if you need to. And I always say, don't wait to go into therapy when it's bad. Go in it when it feels damn good. So you can keep chipping away so you don't hold the record, so you can keep vibrating high. And you can keep showing and being the example of love. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when me and my husband get married, y'all going to hate us. Because let me tell you something, you're going to write stories about this love. That's what I'm manifesting. What are you manifesting today? Within your relationships, if you're in one, and if you're not, your future one. Write that down. Go feel it today. Get yourself some flowers if you want to, whatever it is you like. Some people don't like any of that stuff, and that's great. But here's the thing. Find what you love. Find what brings you joy. Find what you haven't been doing for years that brought you joy because somebody took that joy away. No longer give them your power. Take your power back today on the day of love. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday.